Okay, so one thing that a lot of people get confused about is bus lanes. Now, we recognize a bus lane by the blue sign telling us that the bus lane is approaching, and also the solid white line alongside with the big words bus lane written in the middle. Now, a lot of bus lanes now have been changed that you cannot go into them at all times. So the sign that tells you at all times you cannot enter it, which means if you do see a bus lane approaching, stay out of it and move into the lane next to it, which is then your left lane. Some bus lanes, like the one here, shows you that between the hours of 7 to 10 a.m. and 4 to 7 p.m. you cannot go into that bus lane. Any other time outside of those hours, you are allowed to go into the bus lane, and it actually makes it your left-hand lane. So if you are on test, you should go into it because it's your left lane, and the left-hand lane is our normal driving lane. In some cases, some bus lanes have red routes in them, and red routes are basically little parking slots where you can actually park between certain times of the day. So those ones, you can see they've got a couple of cars parked in there. I think that one is actually sitting on the double yellow, but generally you do have some red routes on there where you would have the restriction to say that between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. you can actually stop in those. So on test, if you notice that there are people parked in the bus lane, make sure you do your mirror signal, move out into the lane next to you, go around, and as soon as available, go back over into your left lane. Now, one thing is that some people, for some reason, mistake a bus stop for a bus lane. Now, a bus stop is generally laid out like below here. We've got the yellow dotted line and then the yellow bus stop written down in the bay. Now, those ones, please just drive over them. A lot of people do start to worry and they start avoiding it, moving out into the center of the road, and sometimes in standstill traffic all of a sudden stop right behind, and then they worry saying, oh, but there is a bus stop, I don't think I can go into it. Now, if you're thinking about it, what is a bus stop for? A bus stop is for a bus to stop, pick up and drop off passengers. Now, if you've got standstill traffic, you leaving that open, it's not going to make a difference because the bus will be sitting a few cars behind you and it's not going to be able to go around everybody else to position themselves in the bus stop. So do just roll into it and don't worry about it. So just to recap, bus lane at all times means never go into that bus lane under any circumstances, otherwise you will get hit with a huge fine. A bus lane like this, use it as your left lane as long as it's outside of the hours printed on the sign. Bus stops, drive over them as you normally would. Don't stop in them if you are asked to pull over, because that is a big no-no. I will do another video on pulling over because that's another thing that people seem to struggle with, but I hope it helps.